welcome to welcome to Somali Voice TV. We have been there when you were lecturing for the event, which the short event that the book guy was there in the breakfast. So you were talking about, first of all, start your introduction. Yeah, your
Sure.
Yeah.
My name is Rahla, and I work at the mayor's office. So I work for the City of Seattle, Office of the Mayor, Ed Murray. I work as part of the Community Affairs team, and my focus is on youth engagement and youth outreach, but the Community Affairs team just does general outreach on all kinds of things. The mayor's office.
Yeah, great. Yeah, you were an organizer as I had before that in One America.
Yep.
And for your achievement, you are now working in a big office, in the mayor office. How delighted are you working with the community and doing that great job?
I am very, like you said, I was an organizer before that, and I was also a business owner with my sister before that. We ran a restaurant and a venue in the Central District that celebrated our Eritrean culture, and then I became an organizer organizing for immigrant and refugee rights statewide after that. And really, I got introduced to policy work and a lot of political work as a result of being an organizer at One America. And then from that now, I get to use all those community connections and all that knowledge that I've built up over the years to help and do effective outreach for the mayor's office.
Oh, that's great. And it's really a great opportunity for us also to have you here in this interview. Today, in this morning, I have seen a lot of activists who are here. So what message would you like to send to the video program we're doing?
Sure. I think with any elected official, any person in power, well, I want to say, first and foremost, I think that our communities are very underrepresented. I think that a lot more, there's so many leaders in the East African community, the Somali community, and the Eritrean community, the Ethiopian community, and all the immigrant and refugee communities. There's so many leaders within our community, but they never come out and become larger leaders. So to be representatives in city council and King County Council and become state representatives and become congressmen and congresswomen and become mayors of cities. I think there's so much potential there, and I really, really want to encourage and start building up leaders. They're already leaders, so identify the leaders that exist and help to facilitate them, taking on leadership outside of our communities to be just general political leaders. So that's great. With the folks in power now, including the person that I work for, Mayor Ed Murray, we don't only want to represent one segment of the population. We don't only want to serve this community or that community. We want to serve all communities. We want to make sure that the policies that the mayor is passing, that the city council is passing, that the city of Seattle is working on are good for everybody. And immigrant population in Seattle is such a huge part of our community. And the East African population is such a huge part of our community that we want to make sure whatever we're working on, whether it's raising the minimum wage, affordability, interconnectedness, safety, whether it's searching for a new police chief, whatever it is, we want to make sure that we're hearing what the priorities, what's the most important thing for the East African community, what's the most important thing for every community, so that when we're making those decisions, we have everyone's voice, we've heard everyone's voice, and we know what all the priorities are, and then only by having heard from everyone can we make a good decision on who to hire for a new police chief, or what the best way is to raise the minimum wage without hurting immigrant businesses, or
So you're saying we are in a lot of number here in this city, but for that we don't use it. You mean that instead of becoming a community leader, only staying there, there's nothing that's stopping you to be a council member, to be a senator, to be a mayor, even mayor. So people or the community has to build up that to look for what.
And there's support there, and I'm glad, so now we have East Africans in the city council, or in the office of the mayor. We have myself, we have Haptamu, who's also there, we have Mohammed Sheikh Hassan, who's at the office of the Refugee Affairs. So we're there now, and obviously we're representing everyone in Seattle, not just our staff in the community. But because we come from that experience, we also want to help to facilitate more involvement and more engagement from our community. We know where the leaders are, we know who they are, and we want to help to folks to step up and make their voices heard, and where there's a little bit of training or a little bit of support or leadership development, more development that needs to happen. We want to help to do that so that 4 years from now we have people that are stepping up to not only speak to their representatives, but be the representatives. And so we hope that us being in these positions could help people to step up and say, oh, wow, I think, I would like to work for the mayor's office, or I would like to, be in representative government. So we hope that us being there can help to encourage people to step up.
So to initiate like this event is and come together, bring the idea, come out is the good thing to start.
This is wonderful. We know there's leaders in our community. Oh my goodness, we know there's so many leaders in our community, but the idea is to make sure that you don't only have to be a leader within just our community. You can be a leader of the entire community, outside of our community, and then that also lifts up the issues of your community while it's serving the rest of Seattle.
That's great. Nice to have you. We'll have a more interview too. And it's great to have someone who is very oriented, very talented, and love the community and involved to come all the events and encourage the community. Ruwa, thank you very much.